The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka, a historical piece of fiction published in 1915. This short story, my copy only having 62 pages, is a bizarre yet entertaining book that I think everyone should read. Without getting into too many spoilers, this book is about a man named Gregor Samsa that mysteriously and just randomly turns into a bug one morning, and he starts freaking out because he's about to be late to work. From that alone, you should get somewhat of an understanding of what this novella is about. A true Kafka-esque story that humorously puzzles the reader's mind. Kafka tells the story from a somewhat day-to-day perspective of Gregor's life after his metamorphosis. The main themes of this story are the new family dynamic, alienation, and imprisonment endured by Gregor. This book may as well be a horror book taken from Gregor's perspective from what unfolds in this story. An example of this in the book would be the contradicting opinions that his sister and his mother have on or regarding the furniture in his room. The mother is like trying to look at her son like he's still human, so we should keep all of his human furniture in the room. But the daughter, his sister, is saying that like she's already like grown accustomed to this change and that they should adapt to the new change and they should clear out his room so he could have space to crawl around. And I think that specific example is like telling of like two generations. Like the older generations try to like hold on to the past, but the newer ones are untraditional. It is important to note who Kafka was as a person before reading this book. I'd say about half of Kafka's works were published posthumously, meaning they were published after he died. He published some books like The Metamorphosis during his life because his friends told him to, but his most famous book, The Trials, wasn't even published during his life. He worked insurance jobs and studied law and was a doctor of law, which he felt was a hindrance to his real passion, writing. In another unpublished work of his titled Letters to My Father, from what I've read, Kafka talks about how his father was abusive. I think this played a role in the complications of his publications, but also as a main theme of the Metamorphosis. The Metamorphosis, after Gregor changes into a bug, his entire family like almost turns on him. They completely reject him, and they can't even like they make it's like funny because they're all so disgusted with him. They can't even like look at him. Like just looking at him ruins their day. And like the person who's like least accepting of this is his father. Like the father has like no business of like doing anything helpful for him at all. Like his father's not even trying. But there's 3 different ways that you can interpret this book, in my opinion. One, that this book is just one big metaphor. I don't exactly know what type of metaphor it is to, but it could definitely be seen as a metaphor. Or 2, it's a psychological projection from Franz Kafka. Or 3, it's just a fictional story that was just written for fun. I believe if you search hard enough, you can make an argument for each of the 3 interpretations. I think all 3 interpretations are valid, but I don't know. You never truly know, but I think it could be it could be a fun theory to say that it's one of those 3, that it's a metaphor, or it's a projection or anything. But regardless, it's a really good story, and it's only 62 pages. That's why I like it so much. And it's his super historically relevant, famous book. So, I mean, this is one of the books that I think everyone should read.